Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. We are watching right now the Ben Whittaker Liam Cameron undercard. Ben Whittaker Liam Cameron rematch undercard. Right now in the ring we have Frazer Clarke and I think a fellow with the last name Tete. So the reason I wanted to tune in for this fight. I'm definitely interested in how Frazer is going to fare after getting brutally knocked out by um, Fabio Wardley in his last outing. That was really vicious, a vicious knockout. So let's see how he does. They just completed the first round, and I'm just tuning in. So uh, hopefully Frazer Clarke is able to put on a decent performance. Right now we're between the first and second rounds. Are you guys fans of Frazer Clarke? Goodness, okay, so he landed a very decent right hand in the first round that dropped his opponent. Overhand right, that is. Thank you so much for the love. Say hi, let me know who's here. Hey EQ, glad you were able to join us. Hope you don't have to work today on Easter Sunday. Yeah, Clarke landed a really nice overhand right. Dropped Tete right back on his bottom. Hey Alice Vlogs, good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me. All right, it's Ebenezer Tete that he just dropped in the first round. So let's, oh goodness. Looks to me like they might have stopped the fight already. Something's going on where there seems to be some sort of arguing, security's in the ring. I've got the sound off, so I don't really know what exactly is going on here. Thank you for the love, you guys. Really appreciate it. Oh, yeah, okay, so I believe they've stopped the fight, and Ebenezer Tete is not, I guess, was not pleased with that, but he's getting spoken to harshly by whoever's in his corner. Clarke comes over to hug him up, try to console him. Ebenezer just walks away. I think he's pretty just upset. You know, he got dropped once right on the seat of his pants. Was that enough to stop the fight? He ate a left hook, right hand, kind of grappled. Oh, I see, that's what it is. So after the initial knockdown, Frazer Clarke swarmed him again against the ropes. Then the referee stepped in after he ate about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punches. And that's when he got very upset. Tete got very upset and security had to intervene because he was quite upset with the referee for stopping it. So Clarke landed right to the body, left hook to the head, right hand to the head. And then the referee, he was still swinging. Frazer Clarke was still swinging because Tete was grabbing him behind the head, and the ref was trying to intervene. All right, Team Fendies, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me on the live stream. We're watching the Ben Whittaker Liam Cameron undercard. Frazer Clarke just stopped Ebenezer Tete, so very good win for him. Tete very upset about the stoppage. Sure, he felt it was early. So far on the undercard, Mark Jeffers stopped Ricardo Lara in 6 rounds. Troy Coleman stopped Bradley Goldsmith. And Tyler Denny took the decision from Elvis Horga. All right, welcome. Say hi and let me know who's here. Thank you so much, Team Fetties. Really appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. All right, so terrific win for Frazer Clarke. Good to see him back, um, even if his opponent was a little upset about that stoppage. So I'm not sure who's up next. It will either be Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington for the WBC International Silver Super Welterweight belt, or it will be Elliot Whale versus Lucas Bellingall for in an 8-rounder. All right, how are you guys doing today? Sunday, happy Easter. Good to see you guys. Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you get today off work and maybe tomorrow too. Anybody off for Easter Monday? All right, so while we're waiting on the next fight, let me know what fights you're looking forward to. Are you looking forward to May 2nd? Are you looking forward to April 26th? That's the Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Benn fight, of course, next weekend. Also a pretty decent UFC card next weekend. Do you guys watch MMA? Do you watch boxing? What are you guys interested in? Javier Logan is saying, I didn't know Cameron versus Liam Whittaker 2 was this weekend. Yeah, it's weird. It's on a Sunday. I guess this is Sunday night in the UK because the fight is taking place um, in Birmingham, I think. Yeah, at the Resorts World Arena. But yeah, it's weird to have a fight on a big fight on a Sunday night, but so be it. And Easter Sunday at that, but I guess that's when they could schedule both the airtime and the venue. This is airing on. I'm looking on a feed from Canal Plus Sports, but I think it's also on Sky. So whatever you have access to. All right, Javier, maybe you can log in quickly and get a streamer or whatever it is you watch boxing on. Javier and Team Fendis, please do make sure you've subscribed and hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and when we post our next video. I've posted a number of videos on Conor Benn and Chris Eubank. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments on those videos. All right, so now live they're cutting to an interview, post-fight interview with Frazer Clarke. I'm sure very happy for Frazer Clarke. Good to be back in the win column with a very dominant KO over Emmanuel Tete. So, are you guys going to tune in for Eubank Ben? I know there's been a lot of drama over that fight, but I think it is must-see TV anyways. Are you guys catching any of this World Boxing Cup action? It's like a 32-man tournament. 4 different weight divisions. Turkey's putting it on in Saudi Arabia in conjunction with the WBC. So a 32-man tournament, single elim, and winner gets supposedly gets $250,000. So that's not bad. All right, Javier says the card I'm really looking forward to is Usyk Dubois 2 on July 12th. Shakur versus Zepeda is on the undercard. Very cool. With AJ versus Parker 2 as their co-main. Ben Eubank should be good too. Yes, agreed with you 100%, Javier. Yeah, we have a lot to look forward to this summer. That is a stacked card, July 12th. What do you guys think of Turkey's involvement in boxing? In my opinion, he's only done good things for the fight game by making the fights that we want to see, making them happen. Because you know, when you're trying to get two fighters to face each other and they have different promoters, in the past it's been next to impossible to get those fights to happen. But money's always the greatest lubricant, so that seems to be, that plus negotiation and diplomacy seems to be Turkey's strength. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find another stream here. Yeah, right now they're still interviewing Frazer Clarke. He doesn't have a mark on his face. He's sitting at the ringside talking to the Sky Sports reporter. How about the rest of you guys? What are you guys looking forward to this summer? Or what are you guys looking forward to in terms of MMA? All right, Javier says, and the WBC Grand Prix. Yep. He says, yeah, I saw a little bit, but I love the World Boxing Super Series format. So bringing that back in some form would be great. Yeah, I think there were a number of current elite fighters that took part in that World Boxing Series. So it did yield good results. I think this will be more interesting to watch, this World Boxing Cup. I think it'll be more interesting to watch as we sort of progress towards the summer. I think the finals are supposed to take place, I think, in June or July. So if we go from a round of 32, after this weekend, we'll be down to 16. I think they'll fight in another month, then 8, 4, and then the finals will be in June. So, I mean, I think it is a good way to try to shake the bushes and see what other find new talent out there. All right, we're still between fights here because Frazer Clarke's fight ended rather quickly in the beginning of the second round. EQ says Chavez Jr. fighting the guy we're not going to name. Yes. Just for the cringe. That's funny. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that's hard not to watch just for the curiosity factor. I don't know if I'll do a live for that one or not, but I guess it's to be determined. Maybe I'll do a live of something other than boxing just so people have an option to not watch that. Okay, hang on. Did you guys watch any fights yesterday? We did a live for some of the fights in the UK, and then that were earlier on, and then we did a live for Gabriela Fundora, who stopped her opponent, Mexican fighter Badillo. She got stopped, I think, in the 6th round. Oh no, EQ, I'm just joking because I don't mention either one of those brothers. They're like the Voldemort of boxing. You know, it's okay. You can mention them. I don't care. I just make fun of them by saying I'm not going to mention their name. All right. Again, we're between fights here. We have 3 more fights before the main event, or 2 more fights before the main event, which is Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron in the rematch. Javier Logan says, quiet as it's kept. Gabby Fundora is the best fighter In her family, LOL. That's funny. Um, yeah, it was a tough fight to measure her yesterday, just because Badillo was bobbing and weaving so low, and didn't have perhaps quite enough output, so it's hard to judge Gabby, where she's at versus an opponent like that. But Javier says, oh yeah, Iku says, oh yeah, I don't like them either. LOL. Okay, yeah, right. The two brothers and that drink that they're promoting. Anyways, Javier Logan says, Gabby actually knows how to use the height, her length, and has an intelligent jab. Yes, for sure. That's mostly what she was doing yesterday, just to keep the shorter squatter Badillo at bay. But again, I would like to see her versus like a level up or two of competition, so we can really see just how good she is. Um, I would love to see her be able to, use that jab to set up counters and more combinations. All right. All right. So the next fight up is either Elliot Whale versus Lucas Bellingal. Don't know either fighter. Or it is Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington. I think it's going to be, unless Whale versus Bellingal is the swing bout, meaning maybe they'll put it on after the main. The co-main is Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington for for a minor WBC belt. It's called the International Silver, so it's not even the international belt. That's a 10 rounder. Javier was asking, conspiracy question: do you think Dubois was actually sick, or did his team just realize the Joseph Parker fight was too risky? Um, yeah, he may have been. There's always KG management in the background, so he may have. They may have figured that they were going to be able to make the Usyk rematch, and that's the one he really wants. So why risk um, getting spent or suffering a cut or an injury versus Parker when you know that you can make the Usyk fight for the summertime? So that wouldn't shock me greatly if he was able to obtain a doctor's note to get his way out of the Parker fight. Um, it's just how things are done in the boxing business. Um, but I mean, at that point, they would want a really solid understanding that the rematches with Usyk could in fact happen. They couldn't actually have a paper contract at that point because that would you shouldn't you couldn't do that before you wiggled your way out of the Parker fight because that was a contract. So the doctors know, get out of the Parker contract, and then wait, wait a little while, bide your time, keep your mouth shut. You have to make sure everybody in your camp keeps their mouth shut, and then you announce that fight well after Parker defeated um, Coley. Javi says, I only say that because I'm a Parker fan and really think how he revitalized his career needs to be highlighted more. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think getting with Andy Lee, you saw him so much improvement in him technically. He looks. I mean, he just absolutely dominated Deontay Wilder. He absolutely cemented the fact that Wilder should have just retired after that fight. Um, and yeah, Parker's looked terrific. I think moving over to Andy Lee as a trainer was a great move for him. So 100% agree. He really did revitalize his career. I don't know where he was at mentally before he started working with Andy Lee, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was feeling really sort of maybe perhaps even on the verge of throwing it in, you know. But yeah, I am very happy for him that he's been able to revitalize his career. All right, guys, we are still between bouts here. I think we're gonna. I think we're waiting on Elliot Whale versus Lucas Bellingal at welterweight. I believe we're eating up time here because Frazer Clarke and Ebenezer Tete was scheduled for 10 rounds and it got stopped after 2, so we got 8 rounds to kill. All right. Do any of you guys watch UFC? Let me know who your favorite UFC fighters are and if you what fight you're looking forward to. Also, who do you think Frazer Clarke should face next? Who do you think Martin Piccoli should take on? I'm a real Piccoli fan. Even before he knocked out Jared Anderson. Javier Javier Logan says yes, he watches UFC, and he wants to see John Jones versus Aspinall. Come on, Dana. Yeah, I mean it. I don't know if that's so much Dana as it is John, just because who knows where John's at and what he wants to do. Maybe he wants to run around drinking and firing his guns from as he's driving around Las Vegas or something. Javier says Bacoli is still scheduled to fight Efe Jagba later this year. Yes. Um, I feel like Bacoli should make short work of a Jagba, but um, provided Bacoli comes in good shape, I think Jagba started to come apart after he stopped working with Ronnie Shields. I'm not sure why he decided to make that break. I'm gonna guess perhaps it was over money, because that always seems to be the case with fighters. As soon as they start to make some money, they don't understand that 10% means 1/10 of their total purse. So it's not a flat fee. It's not going to be the same amount that you paid your trainer when you were making a lousy $5,000 a fight or a lousy $2,000 a fight. Now that you're making 100,000 or more, you got to pay them 10% still. That's 10,000 and up. So, anyways, all right, looks like we're getting ready to announce the next fight. I always think it's funny when announcers have a ring name for themselves. This guy calls himself Big Mo. Javier says, oh, before I forget, I have Teo on upset alert. I think stylistically that's a bad fight for him, and he won't be under top rank for the May card. Well, here's the thing that worries me more about Teofimo Lopez is his mental state, just because I don't know if he's been somewhat distracted or whatever it is over the past couple of fights, but at present, he even looks to be spending more energy on sort of trying to build his clout, trying to be clickbaity. I mean, I know part of that's just his personality, but it's like, this is a big deal. This is a big card. It's right around the corner. I sure hope he's locked in and training his butt off. So I question more, is Teo gonna, is he gonna come in at, the 100% Teo? The guy that beat, sorry, I'm spacing, but he needs to just be that guy that he was when he claimed the world titles, not someone who's just sort of trying to get a lot of social media views, which is seems to be a little bit where his head is at the moment. Do you guys have Ryan also knocking out Rolly? Do you have Devin Haney winning? All right, guys, so we're about to get started with the next fight. First fighter's in the ring. Next fighter's getting ready to make his ring lock. Oh, we're jumping to. Are we jumping to Cutler Eggington? I think we are. All right, so maybe Whale versus Bellinghall is a swing bout, meaning they'll throw those guys on after the main event. Looks like we are in the co-main right now. We have Lee Cutler taking on Sam Eggington for the WBC International Silver Super Welterweight belt. So 154. It's an interesting title, right? International Silver. So everybody gets a belt now. Javier says I have Ryan and Rolly being a 50-50. Could be just whoever lands first. I definitely agree, whoever lands first, but I do give Ryan more credit for having a better sense of timing, better eyes. I think he's able to read the fight better than Rolly. Rolly always has a puncher's chance, but he's just so fundamentally flawed that, in spite of Ryan's flaws, they're not as bad as Rolly's flaws. So I think Ryan gets him out of there. EQ says, I think all the Mexicans have a good shot at that card. Ryan for sure. Okay. So we're about to get going here with this co-main event. How do you think the Whittaker-Cameron rematch plays out? Certainly not as weird as the first one, right? Like, I've never seen people fall out over the top rope. That was the strangest thing ever. All right, so Sam Eggington is 31. He's 35-9 with 20 KOs. And our friend here is all tatted up, from belt line to beard line under his neck. To be honest, I don't know anything about either fighter, Lee Cutler or Sam Eggington. So now we are announcing Sam Eggington. No tats, clean. Is he sort of clean shaven? More or less, relatively. All right. Lee Cutler sporting the black trunks with silver trim. He's 29 years old, 15-1 with 7 KOs. So considerable experience difference here, with Eggington having more than twice as many fights. Javier says, I think Whittaker will just stay at a distance and jab to an easy decision. It'll be tactical, but not fan-friendly, but sometimes that's what needs to be done. Yeah, let's see which Ben Whittaker steps in there. Okay, EQ says, yeah, my brother, it's already... yeah, my brother's all tatted up. Not me, I'm scared of needles and hepatitis. That's funny, EQ. Well, you got to definitely go to a licensed tattoo artist if you're going to get a tattoo. But, anyways, yeah. I'm not into the whole tattoo your whole body thing, that's for sure. All right, we're about to get underway here with Cutler versus Eggington. Both are orthodox fighters. Both seem to be using sort of a classic guard, keeping their right hand close to their chin and jab hand a little bit cocked in front of their shoulder. Cutler starting out here with good single jabs. The men are standing at mid distance, so right away they're not keeping away from each other. EQ says he's got a lot of his in jail. I say, heck no. Yeah, that would not be a good place to get a tattoo. All right, both men here opening up with good single jabs to the head. Eggington dropping down with a jab to the head, right to the body. Eggington with another jab to the body. Sam is fading up and then jabbing to the body. Now he's holding his lead hand a little bit low. That's Sam. Cutler's keeping his lead hand up, using his footwork to evade Sam's jabs. Both men still using mostly single jabs to try to measure the distance. We're about halfway through this first round. Nice little slip counter left hook by Cutler. Another slip to the right and then counter left hook by Cutler. Nice little right uppercut by Cutler on the inside. Goes for left body shot, right hook. He's now got Sam up against the ropes. Another little chopping right by Cutler. He's holding Sam with a little bit. Sneaks in a little left shot to the body. Sam forces his way off the ropes with a jab. And they're back in center ring. Sam now working the double jab right hand. Fall into a clinch. About half a minute left here. Sam got Cutler kind of tied up against the ropes. And now they're back center ring. 1-2 by Sam, followed by a jab to the body. Interesting that Sam seems to have the height and reach, but he's jabbing to the body a fair amount. Nice feint jab by a Cutler. Both men have their feet a little bit wide, but sometimes you can get away with that. Oh goodness! So Cutler comes in with a jab overhand right, and Sam managed to counter that, and that's the round. EQ says, is Ben Whittaker the guy that was upset by that Mexican fighter a few years back, or am I thinking of someone else? Ben Whittaker is undefeated. He's 8-0 and then 8-0, and then he has that no contest versus Liam Cameron because they both fell out of the ring and the fight couldn't continue. It was just a weird ending. All right, so now we're cutting to some interviews by Lee Cutler and Sam. Oh yeah, EQ, you got it. Guys, whoever's here, please make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell if you haven't done so already. We just might make it to 3,500 subscribers this weekend, maybe even right now while we speak. All right, here we go, round 2 of this co-main event for Whittaker versus Cameron. We have Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington over 10 rounds for a minor WBC belt at 154. Okay, starting to heat up here, center of the ring. Both men standing toe to toe. Nice defensive moves by both men. They fall into a clinch, and Sam pushes Lee back towards the ropes. Sneaks in some nice little tight uppercuts and a body shot. Cutler's firing back though. They're at mid-range again, center of the ring. Sam with a nice pair of jabs. He misses with his jab right hand. Lee comes back with a jab. Both men now carrying their lead hand low down by their thigh. Cutler with an up jab. Sam with a couple of jabs. They're both missing with the jabs because their opponent's managing to slip the jab. Sam looking to counter Cutler's jab. Nice jab by Cutler does land to Sam's head. Right, they're clenched up again. Cutler walks Sam back into the corner. Ref breaks it up. They back at center ring. Clenched up again in center ring. Sam initiating that last exchange. Looks like we're going to see a fair amount of clinching in this fight. Referee keeps speaking to them about that. Less than half a minute to go here in the second of 10 rounds. Sam seems to miss with that right hand of his. And it's interesting, he is throwing that lead right hand, but it doesn't seem to be landing flush. He's such a long, lanky fighter that I would hope he would use his jab hand a little more to set up that right hand. Okay, and that's the round. Eggington already bleeding. It looks like he has a cut over his, I think it's his right eye, on his right eyebrow. Yeah, they're working on the cut right now. Do you guys think we'll ever see John Jones face Tom Aspinall? Something tells me that Jones is so much just his own person. He might, if he doesn't want that fight, he's not gonna be forced into a fight he doesn't feel like doing. You know what I mean? Like, he can walk away from the UFC and it'll be the UFC's loss at this point. It looks like that cut was due to an accidental clash of heads while the guys were clenched up. All right, here we go with the third round. And they are right back at it, Lee Cutler and Sam Eggington. Cutler missing with a right hand this time. Sam starts out with a couple of nice double jabs. Looks like we're going to see a lot of this falling into a clinch, though, in close quarters. Oh, Eggington with a really nice little left uppercut on the inside. Oh, and Cutler comes back with a really nice right hand to the body. Right uppercut type punch. Lee Cutler and Sam Eggington are now choosing to fight a little more toe-to-toe. Cutler with a nice clean right uppercut, left body shot. He's working angles well. Eggington's holding his ground. Back to his jab. Interesting jab to the body lands. Nice weave by Sam Eggington right underneath Lee Cutler's left hook. Referee admonishes them again. Again, the men are just at very close range. Mid-range right now. Kind of interesting that Eggington doesn't choose to just be an outside fighter, especially with that long, lanky build. Got a little bit over a minute left here in the third of 10 rounds. Thanks very much for the love. Appreciate it. If you're here, say hi so we know who's here. All right, men grappling, trying to punch with their free hand. Again, Lee Cutler and Sam Eggington standing toe-to-toe. Eggington with some good body shots. Cutler with some really nice little short uppercuts on the inside. Again, Eggington likes to throw that lead right hand, which doesn't seem to land for him so much. He seems to be getting the right uppercut, though. Cutler forcing Eggington against the ropes, using his elbows a little bit to apply pressure. Oh, nice little left hook on the inside by Cutler. And that's the round. This is a close fight, guys. I mean, at the moment I would give the edge to Lee Cutler, but and I'm gonna guess since he's the A side, he'll get the decision if it's a close fight. But Sam Eggington is holding his own at the moment. All right, so now they're cutting to a backstage interview with Liam Cameron. He kind of has that Chechnyan haircut, right, with the very very low mustache and then full beard and short hair. Not a look, not a look that I'm a fan of, but to each his own. So don't know why Liam Cameron wants to look like Habib, but anyways. All right, so now we're cutting to, is that Leon Rocky Edwards in the audience wearing a Metallica shirt? Very cool. All right, here we are back in the ring with Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington for the WBC minor belt at 154.
It's 13 hours.
Again, men choose to send toe to toe, exchange little uppercuts on the inside. Now we're getting a little grappling. Ref intervenes, back center of the ring. Nice little left body shot by Cutler. Nice right body shot by Cutler. But Eggington responds with nice tight little right uppercuts. Good defensive movement by Cameron. That may make the difference in this fight, actually. Simply because Eggington seems to keep getting caught with short little left hooks. He's not weaving under. Oh, nice little right uppercut left hook by Sam, though. Now they're both clenched up. Cutler working his way out. Left hook, right body shot by Cutler. Right uppercut misses for Sam. Yeah, these two guys are just standing toe to toe. And again, it's a little curious for me why Eggington likes to fight this way, but especially with that long, lanky build. Oh, but nice left body shot, right hand by Eggington there landed. He seems to have more success at landing when he's like in super close like this. So I guess he's just one of those long, lanky fighters that likes to fight on the inside. Got a minute left here in the fourth round of 10. We're watching Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington for a WBC minor belt. Now Cutler has Eggington up against the ropes. It really feels more like Eggington put himself there. Looks like Sam's trying to stay on the ropes so he can counter Cutler. Cutler's now pressing Sam against the ropes. A little grappling, and the ref separates them. Hey, Sean James, very good to see you. Thanks for joining. This is the co-main prior to the Ben Whittaker, Liam Cameron rematch. This is Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington for the WBC minor belt at the 154 division. All right, now we got Sam with Cutler against the ropes. Cutler makes his way out, lands some decent body shots. Sam holding. Ref separates him. That's the round. All right, this is a tough fight to score, but at the moment, I think I would give the edge to Lee Cutler, although Sam Eggington is holding his own. Sean says, "Dear Lord, not Whittaker." Yes, this is sort of like me tuning in for the curiosity factor. Hey, Move 37, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Remember, guys, if you have not yet done so, please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. If you're in a generous mood this Sunday, you're always welcome to leave a super chat or super thanks, or throw some jewels up in this chat. I'm not sure how you do that, but I know that it's a possibility, so just thought I'd put it out there. All right, so Eggington is getting in his shots on the inside, little short chopping right hands. I feel like Cameron's getting getting the better body shots in though on the inside. But this is a tough fight. It's to score just because it's close, and when we're fighting in close like that, it starts to become more of a war of attrition. So we have to see who's going to wear down over the course of these later rounds. Right now we're almost at the halfway point. We're in round 5 of 10. Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington for a 154-pound minor belt. Everybody gets a belt these days. All right, so nice 1-2 by Eggington. Nice little short left hook by Eggington. Very nice jabs by Cutler. He's using his slips well. Both men have now dropped their hands in terms of maintaining a guard. Neither one is maintaining a guard. They're relying more on their feet to use as their defensive movements. Cutler seems to be trying to just walk down Eggington a bit, but that I don't know if that's a good strategy. Eggington just got off about a 4 or 5 punch combination. Cutler's now sporting a cut over his left eye as well, and Eggington seems to be getting the better of him this round. Simply because Cutler is standing right in front of him at distance and trying to evade punches rather than maybe trying to create angles or come forward a little bit. All right, now Cutler presses his way in, starts grappling, gets Sam against the ropes. Ref breaks it up. I think Cutler needs to start using his feint jabs more and put his punches together. Nice defensive move there by Cutler, weaving under Sam's left hook. Both men now having their lead hand all the way down by their thighs. Cutler's relying on his upper body movement for his defense. Misses with the left body shot. Sam is now holding his distance a little better and just pecking away a little bit at Cutler with his jab. Sam with a jab to the body, then a jab to the head. Cutler misses it with the right hand. Oh goodness, so Sam nails Cutler with a hard right hand as Cutler comes forward. Got about 10 seconds left here. Sam has Cutler against the ropes. Sam with a nice little right uppercut. That's the round. I would give that round to Sam based on that hard right hand that he landed. Cutler just didn't have enough output that round. All right, good to see you, Move 37. Sean says, thank you so much, Sean, for asking them to please like and subscribe for the world's best underrated commentator. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, it's like, I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but it has not yet figured out that I'm female or something, because like it tells me to analyze my own fights as if I was a male. And then, I mean, other AI, not YouTube AI, I like fed AI a photograph of myself in the ring and asked it to, do an anime version of it, and then it spits out an anime version of a male boxer. So it's like, I don't quite understand how AI can't figure things out better. But in any case, I mean, it's like, it's so biased to go with the majority. Like, it can't conceive that there might be a female that talks about combat sport or a female that participates in combat sport. Anyways, I'm not an AI expert at all, but yeah, sometimes I'm a little confounded by it. All right, so according to the viewers' scorecard, they have Eggington ahead by 4 rounds to 2. Interesting. I would have Cutler up by 1. I think Eggington definitely took that last round, but let's see how this plays out. We need Cutler does need to pick up his volume though. Sean says maybe we can report this to YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could shoot them an email and ask them what's up, but I've not yet ever heard back from YouTube when I send them an email saying, asking a question, but you never know, maybe they will. All right, so both men, Cutler and Eggington, standing toe to toe. Cutler got in a nice little right to the body. right body shot. Standing toe to toe and head to head, it's not going to help either one of their cuts. Ref separates them, warns them about their heads, but of course they're right back at it. Oh, nice little left hook by Sam. Nice jab by Cutler. Hopefully this fight does not get stopped on a cut, but the way these guys are putting their heads together, you never know, it can make the cuts worse. So both should fight with a little more urgency, I would say. Right, we have just under a minute here in the 6th of 10 rounds. Cutler with a nice up jab. Eggington drives him back with his own 2 jabs. Now they're standing a little more mid-range, and Cutler catches Eggington with a nice shot as Eggington's coming in. Not sure why Cutler's choosing to drop his lead hand and kind of mirror what Eggington's doing. As a shorter man, I would feel that Cutler would keep his jab hand up. All right, we have just under half a minute to go here in the 6th round. Cutler's starting to press forward a bit, toe to toe. Eggington with a nice little short right uppercut. Eggington's backing up small steps, and then he comes forward. Oh, good counter shots by Cutler, though. Nice 1-2. Cutler's looking for that right uppercut as Eggington comes in with his jab right hand. And both men are really starting to bleed a fair amount from that. They both have cuts over the left eyebrow. All right, now we're going to a ringside interview with Shakan Pitters. Don't know who he is. British light heavyweight champion in 2020, it says. Don't know him, guys. Maybe some of you guys do. I don't. Where are you guys from? Is everybody here from the U.S.? For sure, most of the viewers on my channel are definitely from the U.S., but I think probably in a close second is the UK. Thank you guys very much for the love. Really appreciate it. If you're in a generous mood this Easter Sunday, you're always welcome to leave a super chat or a super thanks or give somebody a membership. If you haven't yet joined the channel, please consider just click on that join button, and for just under $3 a month, you can have early access to a lot of our content and then access to some of our members only questions. All right, here we go. Round 7 of 10, Cutler versus Eggington for a minor WBC belt at 154. Fighters are in the center of the ring at the moment. Both men choosing to fight with their lead hands down for reasons known only to themselves, and their right hands are starting to drop also a little bit more by the shoulder. Cat wants my attention, as always. Okay, both men are exchanging single jabs. They close distance, fall into grappling range, and break apart. Eggington starting to be a little more cagey at this point. He's getting Cutler with his jab. Sam with a jab to the body. Cutler really needs to pick up his volume, though, if he wants to secure this win. Sean says, is Javier a regular visitor? I am not sure. He's been quite active on this particular live, but yeah, I don't know. No diss, Javier. All right, yeah, Cutler at this point seems to be content in making a lot of defensive moves. He is trying to get into, he just tried to throw right to Sam's body, but that didn't land effectively. They've fallen into a clinch. We've got a minute to go in this 7th of 10 rounds. Eggington, to his credit, is really starting to pick up the pace here, and while Cutler's pace has really fallen off. Oh goodness, and Sam goes planked onto the canvas just for a moment. That was just a loss of balance. Cool, Sean joined. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate you. You have now earned your yellow belt. Congratulations. That is awesome, Sean. Congrats on your promotion to yellow belt. Very cool. I think we have a couple of green belts as our membership and a handful of white belts, so very cool. All right, we have just about 10 seconds remaining in the 7th round. Jab right hand lands for Sam. I feel like Sam, even though he might be the B side here, is stealing this fight from Lee Cutler simply with his persistence. Cutler seems to have dialed back his output in the last couple of rounds, seems to be a little bit perplexed. All right, Sean is saying, working on my black belt, champ. Cool. Yeah, we want you to stick around to become a black belt for sure. All right, so now we're cutting to backstage. Ben Whittaker warming up. This is going to be 10 rounder at light heavy. I hope Whittaker's focused on fighting and not hasn't spent too much of his attention on all the other things that he seems to be distracted by, like being entertaining and fancy clothes, Balenciaga shoes, and all this other stuff. Hello from London, Andrew. Good to see you. Are you watching this fight that's taking place in Birmingham? All right, here we go. We're in the closing rounds, round 8 of 10. Sam Egginton just might steal this fight away from Lee Cutler. Egginton, it does have more than double the number of fights as Lee Cutler, so yes, cool, yes, main event is next. Nice double jab by Egginton. I think he's smart to use this jab. I think that's probably what's keeping Lee Cutler at bay a little bit. Lee seems to be trying to fake his way in using footwork and throwing single jabs, but that's probably not the best choice for the guy with less experience and the height and reach disadvantage. Oh, Egginton comes in with a nice right hand left to the body. So the men tussle all the way back to the ropes. And now they're back in the center. Oh, nice little right uppercut by Cutler on the inside. Nice jab by Cutler on the inside. Nice jab to the body by Cutler. Now Cutler seems to be coming alive. Landed a nice jab, series of jabs. Jab 1, 2, right hand to the body. Will Cutler start to take this fight over? Oh, nice little right uppercut left body shot by Cutler. I like how he throws that left body shot because he gets it up the center line. Andrew says this is a must-win for Whittaker. Absolutely. All right, we have Sam pressing the action here with his long jab. Cutler's trying to retaliate with his own single jabs, but he needs to feint, bob and weave to get on the inside of this much taller Sam Egginton. I think Cutler's issue here is he's not trying to cut angles on the taller, lankier Egginton. Right, we have just under a minute to go here. Both men bleeding from their left eyebrows. All right, Cutler worked his way in there, but he didn't work while he was on the inside. Something tells me Cutler is used to using a very strong jab, and that's been working for him up until this point, but it's not working against the longer, lankier, more experienced Egginton. Now that Egginton got a read on Cutler, he's able to time things, and he's got a better measure of distance. Andrew's asking where I'm based. I'm in Southern California. All right, so Cutler's pressing the action on the inside. He does always manage to land nice little shots to the body, but I don't think that was enough to take the round. So I'm giving these later rounds to Sam Egginton, and I'm thinking Unless the judges are incredibly biased, Sam just might get the upset here because it looks like he is the designated B-side on the card. All right, so the replay is showing Cutler landing a nice little short right, but majority of punches in these last few rounds have been landed by Sam. I think they're using Sam as they say, as a stepping stone, hoping to build Lee Cutler up. But can the veteran pull it off? Sam has 44 fights total, 35 wins, 9 losses. Lee Cutler has 16 fights total, so less than half. Okay, so now the ref has the doctor coming in to look at Eggington. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a shame. The ref calls it off based on the doctor taking a look. That's why I was saying before, you gotta hope this doesn't get stopped on cuts. What a shame. What a shame. I don't think Sam can believe it. He's kind of walking around the ring in disbelief. I feel sorry for the guy because both men are cut. So what makes Sam's cut any worse? Oh, goodness gracious. Sam is just like, I can't believe this, right? He does have a pretty nasty gash over his left eye, and his right eye is starting to close, but, they didn't even give a chance. Okay, so it says here, viewer's verdict, it's a 77-77. So we'll see if this fight gets, I'm not sure if they're going to say it's accidental headbutt that caused the cuts or if it was a punch that caused the cuts. Let's see how this plays out. This is why you need a good cut man in your corner. I think Sam looks like he might also have a cut on his left cheek, but that doesn't interfere with his vision. So I'm guessing it's the cut plus the fact that his other eye is starting to close a little bit. It's not swollen, but looks just droopy. Sam's making his way around the rings, talking to people outside the ring. The referee's talking to somebody outside the ring. The ref sucks. Yeah, Andrew says the ref sucks. I don't know if that was the ref or it was the doctor. I'm not listening to the sound just because I don't want to get biased by whatever the commentary is saying. Andrew, if you're listening to the sound, maybe you can tell us what that was. It looked like the guy with the greased back hair told the ref to stop it based on what he saw in Sam's face. But, in all fairness, Lee Cutler's also got a cut. Yeah, Sam just holding his arms out like, I don't know what happened here, but I think he's kind of playing to the crowd. Okay, both men raise their arms in victory, or they both acknowledge each other, which is good to see, good sportsmanship between the two of them. Andrew, you have the audio off too. Yeah, I like to watch fights like that. Andrew asks who I have winning the main event. I'm gonna root for Whittaker just cause I feel like if he's at his best and he fights sensibly, he should be able to win this fight. He's such a funny guy though. If he's gonna get in there and clown, and or if he didn't do his due diligence in training camp, then I think Liam could steal the fight for sure. All right, we're looking at replays from Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington. Of course, this is all edited, so they're showing us Lee Cutler landing a nice jab right hand. All right, and we're back to the action in the ring, or inaction in the ring. Eggington's corner's taking his gloves off. I guess we're awaiting whatever the heck the ring announcer is going to announce. All right. Doesn't seem to be any bad blood at all between the two fighters, which is terrific, because in the end it wasn't Lee's decision. It wasn't Sam who did anything either. It was the doc and the ref. Sean says Whittaker is in a lose-lose situation. If he wins with the basics, he will lose most of his fans. If he performs, he might lose the fight. That's funny. Yeah. If he wins, it is a must-win situation. So I would say that whatever he needs to do to win is just what it is. Andrew's asking, any workout videos coming up? Not at the moment, actually, Andrew. I'm glad you asked. I should let you guys know I'm taking a little bit of a break right now from the workouts I have been doing. And so as far as the workouts that I'm doing right now, I haven't quite figured out how to shoot them. So once I get that figured out, if I can in fact shoot them, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff outside. Oh goodness. Okay, here, good. We got Sam Eggington gets the win. Good. I felt he did win that fight. I felt he took over the second half of, the 7-8 rounds that they fought. So good for him. He kind of pulled the upset there. It's not his fight. It's not his fault the fight got stopped by the doc or the ref or whatever the heck. Congrats to Sam Eggington on pulling an upset. 35-9. He just revitalized his career. He won a minor belt, the WBC International Silver. So it's like 2 categories downgraded. But it's a belt nevertheless. So good for him. And very disappointed, I'm sure, Lee Cutler being escorted. Falls to 15-1. Sam just revitalized his boxing career, so good for him. I don't know if EQ was joking when he said he got all those tattoos in jail, but I don't know. Yeah, Sam has an interesting look about him. So, to be honest, I haven't seen either man fight before, but I will follow up and take a look into Sam Savage Eggington. All right, how about you guys? Do any of you guys work out? Do you train in combat sport? Do you train weights? Let me know what you guys are interested in. What would be helpful, or what would be interesting to you in terms of workout videos? Oh, this is the cat. Andrew says boxing, weights at the gym, but mostly using the machines. Oh, cool. Yeah, machines are safe, so that's definitely a factor. Hi, welcome to everybody who's joined us on this live. If you haven't said hi yet, let us know you're here. That way your username will show up in the chat and we can all welcome you. So far I know we got Andrew, Sean. Is EQ still around? And Move 37? Is Javier still around? Alright, we are waiting on the main event here between Ben Whittaker and Lee and Cameron. Right now we're cutting to a post-fight interview with Sam Eggington, who's sitting right at ringside. He has like that cut right here, it looks like, over the left eye, over the right eye, and it looks like his left eye was starting, the top part of his left eyelid was starting to swell a bit. So, again, this is a reason why you need to have a good cut man in the corner. You need to have somebody who can bring swelling down and who can close a cut, because you don't want to give the fight away because your cut man was just not able to do their job properly. Sean says, I need to drop 20 pounds. I'm just starting today with meal prep. Oh, cool. What meal prep are you going to get? I'll be focused on cardio and sit-ups for my giant belly. Got the Tyson Fury love handles. That's funny. Okay. Well, let's see. What kind of meal prep are you gonna get, or are you gonna just do your own meal prep? Is that what you're saying? Um, I've been getting, I subscribe to a meal prep called Hungry Roots. It's available here in the U.S. I like it because you can filter out all sorts of things like, so I request gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and then it automatically just shoots me meals with those that meet those criteria. You can also like tell it what you don't want, like I don't want any mushrooms, or I don't want these ingredients or that ingredient. Andrew says, is Huel any good? I might try them out. I have not yet tried Huel because I think they're plant-based, and I'm not on a plant-based diet. Um, Sorry guys, I gotta sneeze one sec. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, so Sean says he's cooking. Cool. For cooking it himself, but I will check out Hungry Root. And then he's asking, Andrew, are you a regular visitor to the live? Yeah. I mean, you can. What I like about Hungry Root is it's not actual meals in a pre-made in a container that you just shove in the mic. I mean, you have to do a little bit of meal prep, baking stuff, sauteing stuff. But what they do is they'll prep the ingredients. So, for example, if it's lettuce, it's already pre-separated out and washed. So it's just, or if it's like certain types of veggies, basically just open the bag and saute it. So, you don't have to do a lot of prep. Let's see. I would say their meals should take you under 20 minutes. Most of them on average, under 15. Sean, very nice of you. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. It looks like I can't really see who that is. Nut Dip was gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Sean, for your generosity. Really appreciate it. And welcome to the membership. Let us know what your real name is. All right, guys, we are waiting on the main event here. Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. Be interesting to hear the corner work of both Sam Eggington and Lee Cutler over the course of that fight. Sam, of course, I think, or I should say of course, but I feel that Sam pulled off the upset there because he was the B-side. He wasn't supposed to win that belt. He was supposed to be a stepping stone for Lee Cutler to secure this minor belt, and then perhaps in a few more fights, they're going to build Cutler up to try to challenge for a title. All right. Sean says, I wanted to give it to Andrew. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, guys, I have no idea how you do this, like logistically. Joe C818 is probably the guy who has gifted the most memberships on our live, and so I apologize because I can't give you any guidance on that one either. Andrew says, Sean, thanks, man. Thanks, mate. I will sub shortly. Oh, cool. Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate that. If you want to consider joining, that would be great too. Okay. So yeah, right now we're just staring at an empty ring as we wait for the main event. I imagine there might be a few more minutes wait because that 10-rounder got stopped after 8. I'm trying to see what the score was on that, just out of curiosity. Sean says, welcome to the family, mate. Very nice of you. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, BoxRec still hasn't posted that result of Cutler versus Eggington, even though Edmonton just won. Sometimes Box Rec is kind of funny in their acknowledgement of fights. Alright guys, I'm going to step away for a moment because I want to get another thing to drink, so I will be back in literally a couple of minutes. Alright, we're still waiting. We're still looking at an empty ring as we wait for Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. So, I do not recommend this drink. Got it at Smart and Final. I just figured I'd give it a try, but it tastes a little too hoppy for me. So it's like beer-ish without the alcohol. It's a little too hoppy. Moose 37, it's H2OPS. That's their clever little name. Craft brewed sparkling hop water. 0 calories. Oh, what does it say? Ingredients: carbonated water, organic hops, organic grapefruit flavor. I mean, you can sort of taste the grapefruit. That's funny. Yeah, H2OPS. Yeah, clever, right? It's like, it's flavored hop water. I mean, I like that other one that I was drinking before, just called HOPWTR. That tastes way better. Yeah, it just has kind of a funny little taste. So, I mean, it's okay, but I mean, I'm just drinking it because I got like I don't know if I got a 4-pack or a 6-pack, but I'm just drinking it because it's there. And it's carbonated, so I like that. All right, who do you guys have in this main event? Ben Whittaker or Liam Cameron? Do you think Ben Whittaker is going to start clowning around? I sure hope he doesn't do too much of that. Just because, one, it's risky. Two, it can give away a round or two. I mean, I realize that that's entertaining and all, but Move 37 says, I hope he does, otherwise he's boring. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of that. But I hope he doesn't let it take away from getting the win, you know? All right, let's see. Everybody in the live audience and in the TV audience is waiting, waiting, waiting. Do you guys watch hockey at all? It's cool that Ovechkin um, beat Wayne Gretzky's record. All right. Did any of you guys watch the Gabriela Fandora fight yesterday? It took place in Oceanside, California, of all places. I thought that was kind of a weird choice of venue, but I don't know if that's the Fandora's backyard, or that's why they put it there. Okay. Do you guys have any big plans for today, for Easter Sunday? Normally I wouldn't do a live stream on a holiday like this, but I don't know. And again, I don't know why they scheduled this fight card for Easter Sunday, but they did. So here we are. Andrew says, cheers to Sean. Very nice. Always good to have some cordiality on these live chats. Alright guys, this is a long wait for the main event. Not sure what the holdup is. I'm guessing it has to do with the broadcast or something. Oh, here we go. Finally, the Big Mo, the guy calls himself, ring announcer for Sky Sport, is, I guess, about to make this introduction, or at least the call out, I hope. Alright, we're cutting to old footage being shown on the big screens in the stadium. Sean James says, cheers, brother. Sunday is always rest day. Only cooking, washing, workouts, and Hamaguchi if she's live. Very much appreciated, Sean. Yeah, I kind of agree. Cooking, I tried to get my groceries done yesterday. If I forget something, I'm gonna have to go back today. But yeah, just domestic stuff, like you said. Try to get set up for the week. figure out the meals for the week. All right, looks like we're getting ready to introduce Liam Cameron. Anybody know why he's got the Chechnyan facial hair thing going on? Or it's sort of almost Chechnyan because he does sort of have the remnants of a mustache. All right, Liam Cameron's about to make his way to the ring. What do you guys think of this new tradition where fighter walks to the ring or the cage by themselves and then just meets their corner at the ring instead of walking out with their whole um, their trainer and their cutman and everybody. I just think it's kind of weird, but I mean, I understand they're doing it for the pomp and circumstance and for the so they can just have the camera hone in on the fighter, but it's just weird, like, all right, so they got these big screens with the fighter's face and name and all these pyrotechnics. Fighters walk down a ramp. I mean, I know that's also something they did, or the Japanese MMA promotions have been doing that for forever. Like when Pride was around, and now it's Ryzen. Um, they always have the fighters walk down this big long ramp with all the pyrotechnics and stuff. It's always a big show, but I don't know that it's just odd to me because fighters going to war, so you want to walk out there with your army, not by yourself. All right, so now Liam Cameron is in the ring, in his corners, wearing a black robe trimmed with gold. And it looks like everybody's on their feet for this one. The audience looks pretty packed. This is at an arena in Birmingham, England. Place looks pretty much filled to capacity. All right, Cameron's cutman is putting grease on his face. Getting a wide shot of the audience, live audience in the stadium. All right, and our ring announcer is calling out, I believe, Ben Whittaker. Got the sound turned off. Some of these ring announcers just love to yell way too much. Not fond of the Terminator guy who's on the zone. I thought he was really like begging the audience to respond to him because he yelled out his little tagline. I don't know what it is. The fight starts now or something, and didn't get a response from the audience. So then he yells it out again, and he goes, "I said," and it's like, dude, they're not responding to you because it's a goofy line, and you're screaming at them. All right, so now prior to Ben Whittaker coming out, we got a whole choir. And does he fancy himself a samurai or something? Because they have that, I don't know what you call that, uh, against a mountain backdrop. Yeah, it looks, and then it's like this silhouette of a swordsman. Very strange. So I don't know how this fits with Ben Whittaker, but there you have it. So this choir in purple blue robes, and it was against a sort of Asian scene background, and now we have Ben with, what does it say? Jesus is King on the back of his bright robe. Javier says Whittaker's a huge fan of Japanese anime and even has anime tattoos on. That does not surprise me at all. LOL. Okay. All right. Thank you, Javier, for explaining that. Alright, he's just hopping and bopping his way to the ring here. Got the sound off, so I don't know what song he's dancing to. Hopefully it's not something with profanity in it, because he's got Jesus is King on his back. Oh, I see, and he's wearing kind of a beige robe with a white rope tie around it. I don't know if that's like a reference to a monk's robe type thing. Interesting. I suppose, in fact that this is Easter Sunday, that's a highly relevant reference. What you gotta walk the walk if you're gonna talk the talk, as they say, right? It's funny, BoxRec has yet to acknowledge Lee Cutler's Lee Cutler's loss to Sam Eggington. I find that odd, because they usually update results in live time. Alright, I have no idea why we're cutting to a replay of Whittaker's ring entry, but here he is in the ring. He's sporting sort of beige, shiny trunks with white trim. Cutting to a long shot of the arena in Birmingham, pretty much filled up. Whittaker's getting grease applied by his cornerman. He's getting his mouthpiece put in. Alright, both men, Liam Cameron and Ben Whittaker, across the ring from each other. Alright, so now we're announcing Liam Cameron. Liam is 23-8 with one draw versus Whittaker. Oh, sorry, 23-6 with 10 KOs. Looks like the majority of his fights have been in, or maybe even all of his fights have been in Sheffield. How interesting is that? Almost all of his fights have been in Sheffield, England. He did have one fight in Bolton, and then his previous fight versus Ben in Riyadh. Other than that, he's been in Sheffield all along. All right. Whittaker, of course, 8-0. Guys, did you catch that little video clip of who was it, Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya doing push-ups, and Israel couldn't even he couldn't even do it. Like I think Adesanya was doing the backwards countdown from 10 to 1, and Izzy couldn't even keep up. All right, here we go with the fight. Whittaker and Cameron both starting out with their single jabs. Whittaker, of course, carrying his lead hand very low, keeping his right hand up closer to his chin, opening up with a nice up jabs, double jabs, jabs to the body. Cameron just sporting that high double guard, trying to level change. That's Liam, level changing, trying to parry, throw his own single jabs, and walk Whittaker down. Whittaker circling mostly to his left, then cuts back to his right. Oh, nice 1-2 by Whittaker. Good jab by Liam. A series of touch jabs by Ben. He weaves under Liam's left hook, comes back with it 1-2. 1-2 to the body by Ben. Ben with some nice single jabs. Liam responds with his own single jabs. Ben now circling to his left. Jab, jab, jab right hand. Post jab and pivots out to his right. Back to the single jabs as he moves to the left. Closes distance, clinches, complains about getting hit behind the head by Liam. Sean is saying Izzy might be off the enhancements. I mean, I don't know what they did during their workout, but to not be able to do the backwards pyramid 10 down to 1 with push-ups is pretty bad. Anyways. Between every set, Izzy had to do the downward dog to try to relieve himself. And he wasn't even doing real push-ups, he was more like planking. All right, here we got Whittaker continuing to circle to his left. Now he's using kind of push jabs. I like how Ben varies up his jab. Good defensive move by Ben. Using kind of a posting jab, then a snap jab, feint jab, posting jab on Liam's forehead. Cuts to his right, then cuts back to his left. Liam with a nice little right uppercut attempt. And Cameron is using nice use of footwork to just follow Ben around. Oh, there he lands a couple of single jabs for himself, but Ben definitely weaves under Liam's overhand right. That was certainly a round for Ben Whittaker, simply based on volume of jabs. Now, if Ben just stays disciplined, this should be a fairly straightforward fight for him. I think that Liam's going to start to pick it up in the next few rounds once he starts to get a better read on Ben's distance and timing. All right, here we go with round 2, Whittaker versus Cameron, the rematch. Again, Cameron just keeps his double high guard up, trying to walk Whittaker down. Whittaker's just throwing his jab out there, changing the target, head and body. Then he's posting, pushing on Cameron's head as Cameron comes forward. Whittaker still constantly moving to his left. Mixing up his jabs well. Whittaker with a nice slip to his right and pivot. Oh. Ben with a nice little left body shot. Good 1-2, then an overhand right. Liam with a right to the body. It's mostly just walking Ben down with that double high guard.
It's 14 hours.
Ben's not putting a lot of power behind that last little combination. Liam's trying to walk him down and he's throwing out single jabs mostly. Whittaker's just throwing light punches at Liam's guard. Pivots around, pivots back. They fall into a clinch. Ref separates them. Nice single jabs. Ben misses with a overhand right, then connects obliquely with some right hands. Now he's just really opening up as Cameron's in the corner. What? Oh my goodness. And the ref just waved the fight off. I don't believe it. That's ridiculous. All right, that's a shame. The ref just ripped us off, guys. There's no way that should have been stopped just like that. Ridiculous. All right, so Ben's corner's kind of holding him from moving around. Is it Ben Shalom is kind of trying to hold Whittaker back or something? I don't know. The ref waved it off because Whittaker started opening up on Cameron. I mean, he threw maybe 4, 5, 6 punch flurry, but they weren't hard shots. Cameron's head was not getting rocked back. That was an early stoppage for sure. All right, that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe the ref had to go home for dinner Easter Sunday, so I don't know. What time is it in the UK, Andrew? Yeah, stoppage. Can you believe it, Andrew? Yeah, Javier said they stopped it, lol. Yeah, ridiculous. All right, that was bad, guys. What a disappointment that we didn't get to see this play out. That sucks. Cameron, Liam, I mean, both have to be disappointed because they just barely got started and it got stopped. Ben will become a cash cow, is what Sean says. Well, I mean, it's all well and good, but that was just a bad stoppage. I mean, unless I'm mistaken and just couldn't see from the camera angle, it did not look to me like Liam Cameron was in. Uh, he was in danger, but he wasn't. It's only the second round. You got to give the guy a chance, you know. But oh well, that's that, you guys. Sorry, couldn't be more. That was really quite anticlimactic. Um, well, with that said, guys, I appreciate you guys joining in. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can always head over to our spread shop and pick up some merch. We got these nice tie-dye t-shirts. We have a couple of different sayings on them. So it's spread shop / or you just search for Hamaguchi fight. You'll probably come up with just Hamaguchi. And then you have a wide variety of items that you can choose from, including also our hard work t-shirts and sweatshirts. Always welcome to leave a super thanks or a super chat. Really appreciate Sean James with the membership today and gifting a membership. That was super kind. Congrats on your yellow belt, Sean. Good to see you over on the membership side for sure. And oh yes, if you like some of our art up here, that's also available. If you go over to the playlist with my art and click on some of the images, there's a link in the description where you can, that'll take you to a website where you can purchase little 8x10 prints of any of the artwork you see up there on the wall. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Sean says, good day to everyone. Catch you next time. Don't forget to sub, like, and check the merch. Thank you so much, Sean, for all your support. Really appreciate you guys. Have a happy Sunday Easter, and I will see you the next time. Bye for now.